Hey guys, it's Swaggy Girl 14.
Swaggy Girl 14.
So I just came back from a 5-month trip in Asia where I went to Malaysia, Nepal, and Thailand. And here are my highly recommended essentials to have for your next upcoming trip for Asia. First thing I highly recommend is a portable charger. I'm sure lots of people will recommend this, but I also highly recommend this because you don't know how many times you can't find an outlet or you're just in some random place and you need your phone charged, and don't let your phone die because scary situations can happen. So it's so important that you get a portable charger. This one I got off of Amazon. This is the brand. So it's good, but you can get any portable charger anywhere. My next thing that I highly recommend is another tech product, kind of. It's like an outlet adapter. This is what it looks like. It's very simple to use, and I recommend this. I got this from Amazon for pretty cheap, and this one works with all different types of attachments. I had friends that bought the ones where you just put the attachment in, but then you have to carry around a bunch of different parts. This is just super useful, and they also have USB ports here, and so you can share this with your friends, or you don't even have to you don't even have to bring your iPhone block or your charger block. You just need this. There's different kinds, and then you press this, push it in. Yeah. Okay, my next thing is essential, and I thought it was kind of funny. I didn't know I would use this as much as I did, but that is hand sanitizer. Now, especially the spray, it's so easy, so convenient, and everyone will love you for it because you just be like, who wants hand sanitizer? Not only is this good for what you think it might be, like for eating food and stuff, all the Asian countries that I went to, a lot of bathrooms don't have soap. And I don't know why that is. I don't know if that's a culture thing or just every time I went to the bathroom the soap was out. But there's usually not soap accessible very much. So I would highly recommend you bring either disposable soap things on Amazon or buy some hand sanitizer spray or whatever, because you will need this a lot. So recommend. Next thing, I don't know if this is an essential for everyone, but a lot of places in Asia don't have toilet paper. Some places will have bidets, but I find there's not very much toilet paper. So if that does really bother you, I would recommend bringing toilet paper with you. Another thing you probably are going to bring, but not sure if it's that essential, and I guarantee you it's pretty essential: sleeping mask. Sleeping mask is super crucial, especially if you're planning to be at hostels or on buses, planes, anywhere, any form of transport where you want to sleep, anywhere that you're sleeping. You usually will have to sleep around other people's schedules, and so I would recommend bringing a sleeping mask. This was essential because I don't really like to stay up that late, and the other girls did that I stayed with, and so it was great. I could put this on. If you do like to sleep very steady too, also I regret not bringing earplugs, so I would bring some sort of earplugs. If you are researching for your upcoming trip and you don't know what bag to use, don't invest in a cheap bag, like a $20 bag or $30 bag, because it's cheap. You'll have so much problems. Zippers will break. I just recommend really investing in a good quality, and I didn't invest. My family for my birthday got me this. You probably have seen this if you're looking into traveling stuff, but the Osprey bag, this one was the 45 Fairview one, or whatever, 55, because it comes with this smaller backpack and then this big backpack. 3 months in Malaysia, I kind of lived in an apartment, but for the 2 months that I traveled pretty much just out of this backpack and fanny pack. I highly recommend. It fits so much. Even when I didn't think it would fit. And another thing that really helped was having travel cubes, travel packs. That's another little thing that I would recommend. But yeah, this bag, I had no problems with it. It was so easy to open and close. I definitely stretched it. I sat on it. I did everything, and it still is in brand new condition. This thing went everywhere. I went through a high mountain in Nepal on disgusting grounds. It was on top of buses for hours, dirt, so much, and this has really carried me through, and it is still great quality. Now, when you're packing clothing, make sure that you are aware of modesty. You want to respect people's cultures and country, and don't be a weird foreign American or Canadian too. A lot of Asian countries are more on the reserved and modest side. So don't be going out with all these tight crop tops, shorts, shoulders, cleavage, short shorts. And even though, like, I don't have a problem with that, if you want to, out of respect, you want to dress accordingly with people. So you don't have to wear, like, a blanket just covering everything, but just be mindful of that. Here's something very important. If you're thinking, oh my gosh, I don't know what to pack, what if it's rainy, what if it's cold, I need to bring this and this, and you end up with like you can fit everything in that backpack that I showed you. You can fit everything, okay? You don't need to bring 10 million trillion stuff, because half of the stuff you won't even wear half the time. I think that is kind of just what you learn on your first backpacking trip, what not to pack and what to pack. But pack less than you think. You're gonna live out of these clothes. It's not gonna be glamorous. If it was glamorous, you wouldn't be backpacking. Pack light. You don't need makeup. You don't need 10 fancy dresses. I would bring one dress. I didn't even bring jeans. I would bring just very minimal stuff that you will wear every day that's comfortable. I wasn't gonna show this, but I'm just thinking another essential is I would highly recommend bringing a fanny pack. A lot of people say this, and I agree with it. It's so much easier than bringing a big, like, bring a tote bag if you want, but then carrying a big tote bag or bring a backpack, when this is just great for when you're going out and you just need something. So you can bring your wallet, your hand sanitizer, portable charger. This one is from Lululemon. It is great. I don't know what size it is, but it works great for me. But you can definitely invest in some more better ones, like Patagonia ones or Cataroo, whatever. I'll put that on the screen as well. I would recommend bringing a fanny pack. Another essential is having slippers. I don't mean like in-house slippers. I mean any kind of like slides or flip-flops or Tevas. I had a great experience with Tevas. I got the Hurricane ones, I think. I'll put photos. And I had no problem. They're still in great condition. And I wore them so much. And you can buy for slides super cheap in Asian countries. And everyone wears them. And it's just so much easier than wearing running shoes every day. So don't bring your best shoes. Bring any slippers. If you like Birkenstocks, if you like Tevas, I recommend Tevas. But whatever you like, do your thing and bring slippers. And you might be wondering what kind of currency or what money you should use when you get there. So all Asian countries use different currency, of course. So when you're at the airport, you can use an ATM, or you can just go to a bank in that country and take out money. Now, to take out money, you should have a international card. This is what my Wise card looks like. You can see it's bright green. And if you've never heard of Wise, this is definitely not sponsored. I'm not big enough to be sponsored, but please sponsor me. I've had many friends that have used Wise. A lot of the people I met across have used Wise. We've had no problems with it. I've had no problems with it. Every bank I've been able to insert my card and get money out of. The other people who had Wise, I could just easily transfer with them. You might be wondering how you should get a SIM card there. A lot of people do recommend eSIMs, and I have used eSIMs and physical cards, and here's what I recommend. When you land at the airport, it is so easy to get a SIM card right there. They don't do crazy charges, at least in my experience, and I've flown to quite a few airports, and I've never had problems with that, and neither have my friends. And I think it is super cheap to just get an eSIM at the airport. You might think, oh, are they going to overcharge me? That's what I thought. They don't. It's really simple, in my experience. Okay, I haven't been to every Asian country, of course. But if you did want to get eSIMs, which are super easy and convenient, a lot of people, if you've been researching, a lot of people recommend this app called Airalo or something, okay? Now, I was like, bet, this looks great. I used it. I do not recommend. Yes, it works as it's intended, but it is not cost efficient. I remember being like to my friends, like, oh my gosh, yeah, I got this eSIM. It was super simple, and it's like $30 for 2 weeks for 50 gigs or something. And my friends were like, ours was like $10 for the whole month. And they got physical SIMs. And then when I went to Nepal, it was way overpriced. And then when I got the physical SIM there, it was so much cheaper. So I don't recommend Airalo. You do what you will. But I recommend just getting physical cards. And if you can't, this is what I did too, is on Google just searching up cheap eSIMs Thailand or cheap eSIMs Malaysia, and then you find a random website, get one for like $5 and then buy it there, and it's so much cheaper, so much easier. Don't waste your time with Airalo. I think every person I've seen recommending it is sponsored, so don't waste your time with that one. Another online app that I would recommend is Google Translate. This is so simple, and I love that you can download languages on it, so in case you don't have service or you ran out of data or whatever it might be, you can just download languages and still communicate with people. But it's not perfect. I would be talking to people like, what's your favorite song? And then it would be like, my color favorite pink. And I'd be like, oh, okay, so it's not perfect, but it can help you a little bit. There might be better ones out there. I don't know if you have any recommendations that you can put down in the comments, but I use Google Translate. The rest of the stuff is pretty much just general knowledge. First thing is please research your country. Out of respect for others and so that you don't embarrass yourself, research your country just a little bit. I recommend learning how to say hello in that country or thank you, please, and learning what the main religion of the country is. This will just make your trip so much smoother and easier, and you won't look like an idiot walking around. For example, in a lot of Asian countries, it is very respectful to always hand things or receive things with your right hand. And I promise you, you won't look like a weirdo. You will look very respectful and kind if at the grocery store, whatever, you're getting your money from the cashier and you receive it like this with your arm kind of like this or this, whatever. You can just give, or you could receive with two hands. Stuff like that I didn't know before I got there, and you just don't want to seem rude or like a weird tourist. Also, no religions. I didn't know in Malaysia, like half the country is Muslim. Not that it changed my experience there or anything, I just wish that I knew that and so I could learn how to respect that. Or in Thailand it's highly Buddhist, and so it's very it's considered rude if you touch someone's head because this is holy. So just little stuff like that, it's good for you to know before you get there. Always be confident. ABC, always be confident, especially if you're a young woman or just anyone, okay? It is so important that when you're walking, you're looking confident. You don't want to get kidnapped or nothing. A lot of Asian countries are very safe. You don't really have to worry that much. But you don't want to be walking around like, oh shoot, where am I supposed to go? You're just making yourself a target. Saying that, being confident stuff, still, with discretion I say this, be friendly. A lot of people in these Asian countries are so unbelievably kind and hospitable. Yeah. Just be friendly. Let people treat you well, but also don't take advantage of that too. This is kind of confusing, but once you get there, you'll figure it out. I think it will be okay. And my last note to you is when traveling Asia, try new things. At so many night markets that you go to, you can try weird, crazy stuff like scorpions and stuff. Actually, I wouldn't recommend trying scorpions because some of our group got major diarrhea with that one. But try new things, like try talking with people, dancing with locals, or going out and learning new dances, or singing, or take risks, have fun. And yeah, don't remember your trips from staying in a hostel all day or whatever, but remember your trips by going out to cafes, meeting new people, jumping off a waterfall or something. Don't die, use discretion, but do cool things. Alright guys, that's the end of the video. I hope you learned a lot, and I'm excited for your next trip, wherever you're going, whether it be in Asia, or Europe, or North America, or Africa, wherever it might be. I hope these tips can be super helpful to you, and leave a comment down below if you are traveling. I would love to hear where you're going. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.
Swaggy girl 14.
How do I stop this thing?